So in this video, we're going to be covering Ihmir Smith-Marsette. Now, we know that Ihmir Smith-Marsette is coming off of 3 preseason games where he's shown that he could be a very good player in the Chiefs offense, right? And now it's getting harder and harder for Brett Veach, man. It's getting harder and harder to decide what they're going to do. Now, Justin Ross is a sure lock to make the roster because if y'all didn't know, Brett Veach said we're looking forward to very big things from him this year. So that sounds like he's going to definitely let Justin Ross on that seventh wide receivers spot. That seventh wide receiver spot. Because it's only 7 wide receivers that they're going to bring up. Now, Ihmir Smith-Marsette, this is getting weird because we have to find a way to get Ihmir Smith-Marsette to play. If Tony isn't ready to go, I feel like we should put him on IR and maybe that could get him onto the roster because Ihmir Smith, like, he did very good in preseason. He's very valuable in special teams. So to letting him go to waste like that, it would really be bad for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. It would really be bad letting him go to another team because he's just showing out. Now, could he make it over Ross? No. We can't let nobody make the roster over Ross because Justin Ross shown that he could be another red zone target to pair up with Kels, and that's very valuable. Because if you watched the Chiefs last year, I've watched every game from 1 to 17. I watched all our games and the playoff games included, obviously, and the Super Bowl. If you seen what I was seeing, it was times where we'll get to the red zone, and I'm like, yo, bro, we should have scored there, man. We really should have scored there. Sometimes we struggle in the red zone, sometimes. So having Justin Ross to pair up with Kels in the red zone is definitely going to lead to more touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. And don't be surprised if we see another 50 TD season this year. And Ihmir Smith-Marsette, I love how he creates separation. He plays using his frame. Like, he's just a good player, you know. And he has good route running. So I like that. And his special teams presence is also very good. So if the Kansas City Chiefs could somehow find a way to get him on the roster, then that would be very good. And I feel like him being, because he's something like I don't know, what do you call that person that's really like, he's one of them dudes on the bubble. Like, he's on a bubble where we don't know if he's going to make the roster or not. He's one of them dudes that's not likely to make the roster. But what he just did, I feel like it really helped his case. And it really gives him a huge chance to make it. It really does. It definitely gives him a huge chance to make it, man. And the Chiefs, they just have so much young talent overall. And, I mean, Smith-Marsette, he's only, 23 years old? He's been in the league for, 3 years? He's only 23 years old. So he's young. He fits well with the young wide receiver core that we have right now. You know, Rasheed, Sky, Justin, Tony. I think he fits very well with them. And I do feel like, please, Chiefs, find a way to get him in the roster because there's a place for him in Kansas City. And there's definitely a role that he could play. We don't know what that role is going to be, but it's definitely a role that he could play. And him making these preseason plays is definitely a good look for him. And I feel like if he would have never did this, then he really probably wouldn't have even been in a question to make the roster. But him doing this and having his performance and being consistent every game, it gives him a strong case, you know? And I feel like he shocked everybody. He really did. He definitely shocked everybody. Nobody was expecting him to pop off like this, man. I know he popped off the game before, but today was a different level of popping off. So I don't know if that's going to translate to the regular season if he was to make the roster. But what I do know is that is definitely a good look on him. And even if he doesn't make the roster, he's definitely going to be in the practice squad. But he's not going to stay there. Somebody's probably going to snatch him up and put him on the 53-man. And that's not bad as well. That's really not bad. Him going to another team to shine, that's not bad. That's not horrible. But he shocked everyone today. He flat out shocked everybody today. So I'm pretty sure he even shocked Veach and Andy Reid. So now they're thinking, oh, man, how are we going to get this man on the roster? What are we going to do? But we just got to see. I know Chiefs Kingdom, y'all excited to see what happens. I'm excited. I just can't wait for the first game of the season. And let's get it, man. But let's get into what he did in the preseason and his stats and stuff like that. So let's take a look at what Ihmir did the first game, right? He didn't do anything that game. Okay, so I'm not going to say consistent over the 3 games. So he was consistent over 2, at least. 2 games. Let's look at the second week. Okay, so the second week is when Ihmir really, did his thing. That was against the Cardinals. He had 92 yards with 1 touchdown. And his longest reception was 44 yards. He popped off. He did pretty well. That was the same week where Rasheed Rice had 96 yards. And Ihmir had a 15-yard TD catch that game. He was cooking. People was calling him the Vikings legend. People was calling him the Bears legend. That's funny. But he definitely was cooking. And I don't know. We never know. He might really cook for the Kansas City Chiefs. He might really do good for us, man. Who knows? If he makes the roster, you never know. It's always next man up with the Chiefs. Always next man up. So, but today is the game we've been waiting for. Now, first off, before we even get into anything, what the hell is going on with Cade York? It's no way Cade York missed that. What was that? Like a 0-yard kick? I think that was I ain't gonna say a 0-yard kick. I'm bugging out. What am I talking about? It says that on the stat thing. I didn't watch the I didn't watch the last quarter, but a 43-yard kick. It was really a 43-yard kick. My bad. I don't know why I said 0. I was about to be like, what? No way he missed that. But a 43-yard field goal he missed. Cade York, man, you're not supposed to be doing stuff like that. That's why Harrison Butker is a better player than you. Better kicker than you. Better player, better everything. All right, but back to Ihmir Smith-Marsette. So Ihmir Smith-Marsette had 101 yards on only 4 receptions with a touchdown. His longest reception was 43 yards, and that was the TD catch. And the thing about him, everything he catches is like a chunk of yardage, 43, 30, 28. Like everything he catches is a chunk of yardage. So I love what he did in the preseason. 193 yards combined for the whole preseason with 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. That's above average. That's above average, man. So, yeah, we're going to see what Ihmir Smith-Marsette does. If he could make the roster, then I think he could definitely help this team out. If he don't make the roster, he's probably going to go help a different team out. But I feel like they should let him play, man, because all these players that was performing well in preseason, that confidence has to go into week 1. It just has to, man. Mahomes, I got a bet for him to put up more than 300 yards. It should happen. I mean, what does he do against NFC teams? He puts up more than 300 yards. Then I got Justin Jefferson to get more than 92 yards. It's Justin Jefferson, man. He should really get 130 against Tampa Bay. But, yeah, it's been Chiefs priority, and I'm out. Peace.